Hey everybody, welcome to Happywork TV episode 24. I am Chris Reimer, and today we are going to talk about one of the commitments in this list of 46 commitments that I call the Happywork Agreement, that I have to admit, upon looking at it, feels a little bit weaker than some of the other ones. I've had some favorites from last episode. You recall I talked about the fact that Chief Problem Identification Officer is not a staffed role at the position. I just love that one. This one, some of you are going to like it. It's definitely worth talking about. It's bugged the hell out of me at various jobs. It bugs me in my life to this day. But as far as the importance of creating a happy workplace, one of these has got to be like the least important one. This maybe could be it. So enough self-deprecation. Let me read it to you right now. This is a commitment in the respect for the work process section of the agreement, and this is a commitment that both employers and employees jointly make together. Here it is. When a fellow employee must work in complete concentration, I will try to give that employee a chance to work uninterrupted. What can wait will wait. So, I guess one thing that we could say is that the stuff that you need to get done might not be so important that you need to go in and interrupt somebody else. You really don't have to interrupt somebody else if they're already having a meeting with a third person. This actually reminded me when I was thinking of what to say in this episode of Happywork TV. I thought back to a blog post I did, and I had got it up on my phone. It is also worth reading. I did this blog post in March 2010, so sheesh. 4.5 years ago, coming up on 5 years ago. The title of it was, and I really want your opinion on whether this is a problem, if you face this, what can be done about it. The title of the blog post was, Work is a Symphony of Interruptions. This really happened to me, and here's what the post said. Midday on a Monday, I'm sitting at work, working on my computer, with my office door open. Note that much of my work, this is back when I was a CPA, much of my work requires thought. If checking email requires 10% cranial capacity, this work that I was doing at that time required like 80% thought. In the span of only 15 seconds, the following things happened. I received a mobile phone call that could have waited until later, but of course I answered it. While on the mobile phone, a loud overhead page was made at work that could have been easily avoided by just getting up and going to see the person. It's a very small office. Just go see the person, and that speaker on that office speakerphone was incredibly loud. 3, a person came to my door and knocked. Took a few steps in, expecting me to talk to them, even though I had a phone pressed up against my ear. 4, an urgent email came in. Yes, I often stare at my computer screen while talking on the phone. Of course it was urgent. It sort of made my heart skip, like those things do. 5, someone then buzzed me on my office phone, so like an inter-office call. This came in after the overhead page had already been done. An incoming office call can interrupt an overhead page on those phones, but it didn't. But it came in right after it. And I just thought to myself, what was I working on again? I couldn't even remember. And it was strange because this sort of thing happens at the office all the time. But in this particular case, in my old job, my last accounting job, all that happened within 15 seconds. And it immediately made me think, this is a crazy way to work. Truthfully, maybe nothing to avoid there. I'm not sure what could have happened. You could close the door. Yes, you can turn off the cell phone. None of us ever do that. You'd hate to be unavailable or unreachable in case someone really needs to get a hold of you. I never turn off my phone. Never. I need it to I use it for the alarm, to wake up from naps. I use it for everything. No, the phone never goes off. What can be done about this situation where we're constantly getting interrupted? Even as an accountant, definitely as a writer, as an author, I require what I would call flow. And other authors have covered this, so it's not like my original idea. I'm basically stealing it. But I can get into a situation where for bursts of time, 30 minutes to an hour, I can really get into flow. This can happen to me. I can have really clear thoughts in the shower. I do a lot of great thinking there. In the car, so I use the voice memo to take note of what I'm
thinking so I don't forget it. Laying in bed, I do a lot of great thinking. And then every once in a while, I can sit down, and just get into a writing situation or a creative situation, a creation situation where I'm creating the idea for a new book or something like that. And I can get into what Chris Reimer calls his flow. And there are so many things, and you're probably not different than me, there are so many things that can break that flow. So no, we don't all go to our jobs to sit in cubicles with high enough walls so we can't see anyone around us, and we just work on our stuff and then we go home. It's not really how most jobs are. I am, in fact, talking about cooperation quite a bit in the Happywork Agreement. But we can cooperate, but also, please, the interruptions, if they can just be kept to a minimum. And we have all been handed things to do, right? And you know exactly what it feels like when you are in the middle of trying to do something. And my poor wife, I mean, she does this, and it's not her fault. It's all my fault. I've got things that I want to get done, and she jumps in, and I'm in the middle of, and my brain is so feeble. If I don't get it out onto paper, into an email that I'm just going to send to myself, into a voice memo, just written down in my notebook anywhere, I swear that thought is completely gone, and I don't want to lose my best thoughts. So, like I said, thanks for watching this far. If you've watched this far, I would say that as far as the ones in the agreement go, this is not the one that is tearing offices apart or causing strife or causing abuse. Big office jerks aren't the ones that are interrupting us. They're the ones that are being mean to us and undermining us and using passive-aggressive language and competing instead of cooperating. It's not like they're interrupting us and that's their biggest sin. However, I put it in there and it's already on paper and I can't take it out. So let us try to allow our fellow coworkers to work in concentration, especially if it looks like they're trying to concentrate. This has been episode 24 of Happywork TV, and I will see you in episode 25. See you, dudes. Bye.